Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here with a Friday video where we're going to be in random battles in the Tier 9 American Tech Tree Cruiser, Heavy Cruiser, the Buffalo. I actually haven't featured, I feel like, a randoms battle for some time now, and that's just because I've really been busy between starting off daily missions sometimes in co-op and then just enough time for ranked. And then that basically wraps up my day, unless I jump in some ops with some clan mates. So, been playing a little bit more randoms lately, and today, as you have seen from the title, just kind of want to showcase the teamwork here that happens in this battle. As you can see, our Vladivostok has asked, shall we all in C? I think that's what he said. And I'll respond to that here in a moment. I was just trying to look at my the positioning and figuring out how I wanted to maneuver in this match, as we are top tier. So that's pretty nice in this instance. So we're gonna go with the Vladivostok, and we're going to push in with him. Now, if at some point if you hear a loud beeping alarm and followed by an explosion through the microphone, that is because they are building 3 new homes in behind where I'm currently living. So it scared me twice today so far with the explosions they've done. So just note, if you do hear that, that's what that is. No need to be alarmed. So we're kind of going here on the edge. We've got our, I believe it's Akatsuki, pushing up. Slowing down, kind of seeing what Vladivostok's doing. And then that's when I decided at this point, like, you know what? It's not good for us to sit out here in the open. We are just going to push in. We're going to utilize our radar on C to the best of our ability. And maybe even surprise a destroyer while we're at it. So we do pick up the Kronstadt, or Akatsuki does, pushing in. And then we see the Lepanto, we see the Neptune, still looking around, and then I'm going to decide to switch over to the armor piercing, because I want to Citadel the Neptune when he comes out broadside before he smokes up, right? That's what most Neptunes do. If you're on a Neptune, you need to slow down before you smoke up. And we do pop our radar, and we catch the enemy destroyer here on the Akatsuki. Armor piercing off. Citadel on the Neptune. So I had armor piercing loaded, so that's what we're going to use in the next salvo on Akatsuki, and switch back to HE. You may notice I am pushing into this island. That's because I want to get any possible torpedoes coming at me between me and him. And we've killed him on that salvo. It would have been nice if I'd already preemptively loaded AP, but I didn't expect Akatsuki to get so chunked on that before my previous HE salvo there hit him. So now we're going to slow down. We're not going to go any farther, but we're nicely tucked in alongside this island. We don't have to worry about anyone shooting us from our port side. And then our Vladivostok is pushing up. So with his Russian tankiness, he's going to be able to take some of the heat and moving up into that position. And then you're going to kind of see what me and the Charles Martel will do here momentarily. So we get a fire on the Neptune. Was hoping to maybe previously get some armor piercing rounds into a superstructure, but that salvo missed. But now we switch back to the HE, and the Vladivostok actually takes out the Neptune. So we still have the Kronstadt. We have the, I believe it's the Monarch, that are kind of around on the other side. The Lepanto has been very conscious about not pushing in. He wants to sit back there, so he's kind of not doing a whole lot for his team. Our Akatsuki had warned us that he's going to dump these torps, but we also had the last torpedoes from the Neptune coming in. So the Vladivostok is going to eat one, and we're barely going to be able to avoid this one on our bow. Now we have HE loaded, and the Vladivostok's in a bit of a bad position because he's so far forward. He can be potentially citadeled, or just he's showing too much broadside to those on the right. So I still have most of my health pool intact, so I decided kind of last minute here that I'm going to switch sides with him, that I want to get in between him and the ships pushing up on this side. But we kind of I kind of mess it up here, and that he rams us, so I apologize, it was my fault. But we don't want to push up too far because Lepanto can move forward and then decide to chunk us, potentially for damage, but he's still playing pretty passively. So because we have all this broadside on the Monarch, as he just gets obliterated, we're still using armor piercing. I popped the radar to find out where did the Kronstadt go, and here he is. So it gives us a heads up that he's coming in. I'm trying to get some shells on the superstructure. It'd be nice if we could actually disable one of his front turrets, but we'll have to see. And he's focused on the Charles Martel right now. Now the thing that I like with the team play here is that we switched places with the Vladivostok. He took a torpedo, maybe he was flooding, I'm not sure. He had maybe damage control party, and we take some heat and pressure off of him. So we're basically kind of exchanging places and utilizing our health pool. But also the enemy team has not done a good job in a sense that they've kind of come one after another. Where, you know, we had the Neptune, we had the Akazuki, and then Neptune was kind of running away. We got him, then the Monarch popped up, we killed him, then the Kronstadt pops up, we killed him, and now the Lepanto has decided to finally move up. So what the enemy team here has done is they actually haven't really done a good job at team play here on this cap. They've played rather passively and taking their time, and they haven't really been helping each other. Honestly, they've really been playing for themselves for the most part here. But we, on the other hand, on this flank, have been utilizing teamwork. Or we've only just lost our Akazuki so far on this flank, and that's the only ship that's been destroyed on our team so far, where the enemy team has lost 4, and we've killed 2 of those so far. Now the Lepanto smokes up, and because I fired, I'm still detected within that smoke firing penalty range, and we pop our hydroacoustic search, and we're gonna go detect and spot him with our hydro, so the Vladivostok can get a salvo in on him, and we can as well. My goal is to fire after he fires his main guns at the Vladivostok, and what I believe I confused as secondaries, I thought was his main battery, and so we go ahead and open up the shot there. So even though he's smoked up, there's nothing the Lepanto can do now. He's basically just he's screwed at this point, and I could kind of tell from his turrets he wasn't sure if he wanted to focus on me or the Vladivostok, but we're basically using our HE, we're focusing on that superstructure, and we see that he's going to pull out here more broadside. So after this salvo, I am going to switch to armor piercing, and now we've got his attention where he's swinging his main guns towards us. So rather than just reversing, I decided I'm going to push up a little bit more as we take a good salvo there from him in damage, but I'm going to push in a little bit closer so then I'm more angled to deal with him. And there's nothing he's going to be able to do as we finish him off with a salvo. So that was just really good. The Vladivostok pushing past, dealing damage from the rear. I think the Charles Martel got some damage from the rear in there. And you have myself, and then we have, looks like another battleship behind us. And then you even have the Alaska sitting, what is that, in E10, chiming in as well. So it's just really good team play there. And that's really, I really just want to feature this video and showcasing how we work together, but how a battleship that can tank damage really well volunteers to kind of be like, hey, like I'm not going to play passively in the back. Like, hey, I'll push and see. Like, do we guys want to do that? You know, then kind of confirming in chat. And you saw that even we were communicating as a team in chat somewhat there with dumping torpedoes and so forth. So that was the winning factor for that flank. The enemy team played it rather poorly in the sense that they came one after another. So they really weren't playing, again, as a team. They're just playing for themselves and only decided to push up when the time was right for them. So we were able to punish that. And now we did get over 1 million potential damage for the Buffalo, which actually is pretty good. You see that we've taken a lot of damage. We've used 3 of the 4 of our heals, and then I think we had 4 heals when we started this off. And now we're going to be using our last one again. And now we're just moving across the map to support the team at A. Most of them have actually died. We lost 3 ships on that flank in the meantime. And now we're just speeding across to help support. The Minnesota's doing good that he's not continuing to go around, like, down into J3 and 4, that he's kind of falling back. It gives us time to reposition and help him out here. And then we can see if we can get some last damage here as the Seattle just gets obliterated by the Vladivostok. And we're going to go in the center of the cap here, and we're going to use this island here. I'm thinking I can slow down up here. So one of the things that's really vital in this game is your positioning is key in World of Warships, and a lot of players don't understand that, or what ship they are in, how they should position it with the different ship types. And so when you can decide, even when the match starts, or as the battle progresses, if such and such happens, we're going to move to this position, so on and so forth. It helps you already have that next decision made versus just doing a really terrible idea, something that costs you getting destroyed. Now we do slow down here as there are torpedoes on the way. Our enemy team does take out the Georgia. We got a few shots in on him over the island. Now, I'm pretty sure that these torpedoes are going to run out of energy or range before they get to us, and indeed they do. So we put it in full speed and moving up.
Our victory is in sight.
So we also will I use the M key, the map key, when I'm zoomed in, kind of spam pop over to get a better idea. And we can also use the mini map too with our target indicator to see where our shells will land. Now I was trying to pop this shot off as quick as possible, but we should have aimed it back a little further as he's reversing out of pulling a Notzer. But the Vladivostok also gets that kill before we're able to secure it. That would have been our 4th kill, but we were basically just getting greedy at that point. Now, in moving up here, the enemy Sinop has gone dark, so I'm going to pop radar because I believe I'm close enough to light him up and give our Minnesota and ships that are moving into ACAP information on where he is. And I'm thinking he's actually going to live long enough that I'm going to just go right around the corner and I'm going to ram him, send the big torpedo in. But our team just focuses him down and kills him so quickly that we, as soon as I type that, just a few seconds go by and the match is over. So we are going to go post-battle results, and I cut the video recording off before we got to team score, detailed report, so on and so forth. So this is the only shot that we have. So my apologies on that. But we are going to end with over 337,000 credits, 8,235 experience, 1,957 free XP. As this is also, I think, our first victory of the day in this ship. And we're going to get first blood. We're going to get over 73,000 damage, and incapacitation, 3 destroyed, 4 set on fire. We got that Citadel on the Neptune, as well as the defended ribbon. And even some secondaries chimed in as well, along with spotting. So team score wise, I'm not sure where we ended up at because I cut the video feed off beforehand, but I'm going to assume that we were probably in the top 5, maybe the top 3, somewhere in there. So that was just a really good game, and I really enjoyed the team play in a randoms battle to find that. So, if you're looking at these type of situations, when I know that when the Vladivostok, kind of offered, hey, like, let's all go all in and push C, like, should we do that? Then I know as a cruiser, I can move up and more into that aggressive position versus if the battleships was just going to hang in the back, that position would have been much more dangerous for me, and we could have died. But because the Vladivostok pushed up and we had an Akatsuki with this, that worked really well, and then just being able to exchange places with the Vladivostok, moving back and forth to try to take some damage and some attention off of him. So yeah, so I hope that gives you some helpful insight when it comes to playing. You know, what can you do that will best benefit and help your team? Yeah, so we are going to have tomorrow's video is going to be a video featuring the Buffalo with a upgrade and commander build. So I will talk about the modules, the upgrades, and the commander that I have currently on the Buffalo. After having a good amount of experience so far in between ranked and some in randoms, I feel like I have a pretty good idea of how the Buffalo works and just my opinions on the ship in tomorrow's video. So if you like today's battle, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe if you want to see more. And if you have already subscribed, thanks so much. Really appreciate it. As we're nearing 200 subscribers, so that's cool. So really appreciate it. So until next time, take care.